Couple of years, originally committed to BYU when head coach Mark Pope was there. He spent some time in Sierra Leone and London, but here he is draining a triple at Rupp Arena.
Right on schedule.
Save it. 1:10 on the shot clock. Perry passes up the three, finds Chandler. Chandler got his man in the air and finishes.
On the 8, 2 away from the.
Great job of making that pocket pass on these rollers.
Collin Chandler to the right. What a move.
Great hesitation. Big time hesitation.
Kentucky in front by 30. Chandler on a high-low as he gets to the right.
That's a great shoulder cut by Chandler. A really
well, coming into the
shoulder cut. Great shoulder cut.
Sorry about that, Travis. Coming into the preseason, if you ask the coaches, who's a guy out to Anderson, thought about the three, and Chandler picked a pocket. Oh, behind the back to Williams. Look out!
Did he roll that ball between his legs?
A play by Chandler to set up a dunk.
Yeah, between the legs. What a hustle play pass between the legs.
Long from Reyna, cleaned up by Collin Chandler. It is Kenny Skywalker. Welcome back home as the three banged in from Collin Chandler. But welcome back home. Beat the shot clock, he does, but can't make it. Amari Williams the rebound. Chandler on a good feed from Butler in.
Smart play by Travis Perry. Pump fake, got by the man, but realized, hey, I got an open three. Pulled it right back, got behind that three-point line and drained it.
And Perry helped.
A lot of newcomers on this roster for Georgia State. If you talk to Jonas Hayes.
Collin Chandler running the floor, the freshman from Farmington, Utah.
Chandler getting out, running the lane. Creasa on the money. Hoop, a little bit of bump there. As you can see, Creasa.
For Brea, then he missed a three. Chandler to the hole. Adu went straight up. That was a good job defensively, and a nice job by Collin.
Fourth string quarterback. That's great perspective. McLaughlin with a triple. Here's Collin Chandler from downtown in the response. Well, his minutes on the up and up. That's his fourth three. And the rebound caroms to Collins. Chandler steals it right back. Collin Chandler. How about that finish?
Young fella. Man that's been off for 2 years and go up strong. And this is where you see Chandler doing a nice job. And then I like how he changes pace and direction, doesn't avoid the contact, goes up.
Talking about Pope when he was playing, he remembers all of it.
He was a good player off the bench for Rick Pitino at national championship team.
Collin Chandler right out of the break. They had a play designed in Alabama.
But the great teams that play defense, Houston, Duke, Rick.
Game, less than 3 to go, Kentucky.
I don't expect anything else from Gino Auriemma.
Chandler, oh, that's huge. There's one of those freshmen that can knock down big shots with courage.
Team in the nation with the kind of season that they have put together so far. And the kind of statement that the Auburn Tigers made today. Collin Chandler gathers and scores. The shot clock turned off.
Robert Miller just wasn't able to finish.
Garrison ball fake to the corner. Three, good. Everything's dropping. Collin Chandler, the freshman, knocks that one down.
Let's remember this.
Carr sets the high screen for Chandler. He'll pull it. Knock it down.
A little rust early in the season, a couple of years of being away from the play defensively and offensively, fundamentally sound.
Long three. Good. The freshman Collin Chandler. He's knocked down 3 of them here tonight.
Line. Big chunk of their scoring. Grill. Blocked by Chandler. Here's Chandler. No one picks him up. And he buries the three. The break in Columbia. Kentucky 38, Missouri 29. Let's get to the studio. Zubin, Josh, Malcolm, Gentle. Robinson working on Butler. Reach in, stealed by Brea. Butler ahead. Chandler running the floor, converts. First 2 for Jacob Cruz. Missouri has now made 4 in a row. Butler left Robinson behind. Again, it's Chandler. 3 from the corner. And now Missouri will try to run on the make.
Couple of minutes. Close losses to LSU, Ole Miss, Kentucky, Texas, and they just keep coming back and showing up. Chandler, yes sir, straight on, good 3 for him. He'd been struggling a little bit, and he finally breaks through. Now 2022 Utah Gatorade Player of the Year. They won a 2-year mission, but he shoots the ball with ease. He's 6'5". He's got what Mark Pope talks about having a...
Free ball there from Chandler. Just a quick update for you, Jimmy, because this
Chandler in the game, the #1 high school player out of Utah, sets up with a quick 3. #1 player out of the state of Utah. And Brea on top. He'll accelerate and feed. Chandler in the corner. It's another 3 off the bench. He's hit a couple and give him 9. In the Illini win. Owe, Williams down low, up top, a 3-point shot here, Chandler.
Great defense by Carr, and Chandler's giving him a nice lift today.
Chandler, a long 3.
In the country. Final 5 seconds of the first half. Chandler for 3 at the horn. It's good. And maybe that'll give Kentucky a little bit of a boost.
Under 10 on the shot clock. English heaves. It was blocked. It's created here by Cross. He'll trigger a 3. Aberdeen has it. Raining threes as Collin Chandler knocks one down. He snuck back in there at halftime. Kentucky better flow offensively already. Collin Chandler hits the corner 3. Kentucky shooting over 65% from the field in this second half. Gotten great production from their guards. Collin Chandler, one of those guards, rains home the 3.
Just using the screen perfectly. Go on, made some shots.
9 points on the evening for Jalen Rice, Nichols' leading scorer for the moment. Chandler wants another, why not? Gone are the shooting woes of the first half for the Kentucky Wildcats.
And he can just come off screens like he just did and shoot. There's no way getting downhill.
Garrison was able to keep that one in play. Chandler.
Oh, my goodness! Oh, my goodness! On his head! Oh, my goodness. He sees the lane. Up, and away, big fella. Oh, and looked at him and told him, hey, I tell you what, this is one white man that can jump. Oh, nice finish. Oh, my gosh. You got that?
And Aberdeen cleans it up. Quickly in transition. They find Collin Chandler for 3. He's got it. Has missed his first 2 shots. Backing down his man. Yelovich kicks it out. Corner 3 on the way from Chandler. Yes.
Drive and kick threes.
The bench. A 3 from Brown Jr. Good look, but didn't hit it. Offensive rebound from Valpo. Pettigrew's putback is no good. And the Cats are off and running again. Chandler, no look to Yelovich. Jams it in. Timeout Valpo.
I love the pace right now. The pace that Kentucky's playing with starts with their defense, leads to great offense.
Chandler with 6 points in this
great no-look pass.
Dunk. Lost it for a moment, but comes back up with it. 3 to shoot for the Cats. Garrison, don't think he knows. Chandler's going to have to fire it. He got it off before the buzzer, and it's good for Collin Chandler. Everything's falling for him.
Just how Coach Pope drew it up.
Low, back out there. Jalen Lowe kicks it to Chandler. Corner 3 on the way. Yes. This winner no longer here as well.
Yeah, that's just the tough part of today's college athletics.
There's the lob for Marino, finished at the rim.
Quick release, but can't hit the corner 3. And a strong rebound from Mo Diabate, who transferred in from Alabama. Chandler for three, and what a start he is off to this season.
Well, Louisville can absolutely stretch your defense, and if you close out hard to them, they can shot fake and drive.
And a three at the other end for Chandler, and a timeout on the floor as we have just moved past the midway mark. Williams out to Lowe. Chandler pulls up for three and hits.
Right in the grill of Sananda Frew. He was right there with pressure on that shot. Something out of the middle of the floor, I think, is what Kentucky needs here.
Deep one for Chandler, and he got it. His fourth three of the night, and it's a 4-point game.
I think Eastern Illinois has done a nice job on Collin Chandler tonight, too. He's not been able to get loose on those threes just yet, although he hasn't tried. He'll try here from distance, and yes, for Collin Chandler.
I think he heard you. I think he heard you, and he said, you know what, I'm going to show I can shoot it a little bit.
Then go as Owe trying to drive baseline, fade away. Jumper over two defenders is cleaned up by Jacoby. Goes out in front to White. White left-handed layup blocked by Chandler. But it's out of bounds. But how about Collin Chandler trailing White here and timed his jump perfectly?
Been very aggressive offensively and has actually shown a ton of offense. But remember at Florida last year, great back cut by Chandler.
And he lays it in. Collin Chandler's off to a very nice start this season as well. Taken away by Chandler as Cohen Carr turns it over. And Michigan State gets back quickly, but Chandler buries the three, and he's got the first 5 points of the game.
Even that far out, you have to be right in his grill and make him dribble it.
From Georgetown, Kentucky.
Good back cut.
And another good pass by Marino, and it's another basket for Chandler. Final minute of the first half. Fears turns the corner. Blocked by Chandler. Back. Cooper going up there with bad intentions, but he had to reject it. And then Fears playing safety knocks it away.
Boy, what a block by Diabate, but a poor decision, a great pass.
Ward with an outstanding feed to Cooper.
And Collin Chandler showing his athleticism in blocking that shot. Beautiful drop pass by Ward, and that's a bucket saver right there from Collin Chandler.
Does look like less than 2.5 to go. Michigan State running away with it here late.
I did not have this on my bingo card.
Nor me. Chandler with a corner three. 80-59.
Lucio open. Can't get it to fall.
It's a great help by Malachi Marino that time.
So good in transition. Chandler.
Kind of surprised Chandler didn't hammer that one. Passing lanes, as you mentioned, Darren, just active hands overall.
There's the lob. Chandler got it.
53% from behind the arc so far this year.
On that lob from Kentucky as Owe comes up with a cross-court steal. But that lob, when you got to pick your poison. Here's Chandler open in transition. Bottom.
That's what Coach Leffler, again, worked on.
A turnover. Commander straight away. In and out.
Just about every possession. Well,
Chandler's open. Got it.
When you're hot, you're hot. Chandler's been hot from the beginning of this season.
Marino looking for that lob, but it was covered up. Here's Chandler in the corner. Off the mark. Aberdeen with a rebound at the free throw line. No look to Chandler.
Great cut by Chandler, again, coming off the missed shot. Flip. Chandler with the great cut, and then Cam Williams coming up.
Big for Kentucky. You got to be able to handle the ball pressure out there on the perimeter. You're going to be in that spot for Mark Pope.
Chandler with the baseline drive and two-hand jams.
Fan base reacts like the sky is falling. But the schedule that they have over the next 5 does not allow much margin of error. Chandler with the drive and the finish.
Much better possession there. They got the ball side to side.
Cats with a 5-point lead. Corner three is off the back of the rim. And Kentucky looking to add to the run. Here's Chandler with the left. It's a 9-0 UK run. And a near turnover. It'll stay on this side, but finally Chandler with the pump fake, open for three. Yes, sir. Collin Chandler's first triple of the night. Tennessee Tech just 2 for 15 from three. Cats not much better at 3 for 12.
I do think Kentucky, there it is.
Whoa, blind look from Chandler. Another no-look pass leads to a bucket.
And even though
Aberdeen. And Cam Williams will bring it out for a reset. Chandler lets it go. Aberdeen, another offensive rebound, another try. This one pays off.
We can forget about it. You're lucky to get away with one open look for Chandler, much less two for Kentucky. They've got to have depth at that position, not any fall off at the 5, because we mentioned Florida, but Tennessee right now has taken a huge step forward because of their front court.
Wilson just being poised on the block. Not only can he dominate you, but he's an elite passer.
Evans really an outstanding point guard because he can also shoot the ball.
Nice job by Chandler to slice his way in for 2.
Everybody for Kentucky standing around watching the dribble penetration. You have to move without the ball and relocate.
Shot clock down to 5. Chandler going airborne. What a tough move. Fights for the rebound, and it comes away to Kentucky. Chandler not going to wait. Will drive and scoop, and he got it to go.
Wow, that was an incredible play right there.
By 2. 45 seconds to go. Chandler can shoot it as well. He's up there 50% beyond the three-point line. He'll drive it instead. Strong move from the lane.
He's a perfect drive right there. He also could have dumped it off for the layup. He said elite shooter. That's a great drive right there. Great drive by Chandler.
Yeah, Chandler, an elite athlete.
So the shooters are on the floor now. You got Noah out there and Chandler, Yelovich as well. They will get it to Chandler. He sends one of the rafters and finds the bottom.
Sure did. Against Michigan. Did not set well with him.
With a reminder, I'm sure, like you said, from the coach. How many did you get against them? 1? Chandler, man, the higher he shoots it, the better it looks. It's 40-14 in the paint that Gonzaga has outscored Kentucky. Yeah, he can do that with the best of them.
Right now, he's Kentucky's best player. And he plays with no fear. He's an older guy, been on a Mormon mission, but Kentucky's got to find some kind of identity.
Knocked it down. NC Central with 10 new players, just 1 returning starter, their point guard Deontay Johnson. Meanwhile, Kentucky using their 4th different starting lineup, and they get 2 in the paint easily by Collin Chandler tonight for Kentucky. 8 of 21 from downtown. 38% from beyond the arc. Here's Jalen Lowe. Chandler wide open. Another 3. The 9th for the Wildcats.
Transferred out of Pittsburgh. He's got a bad back shoulder.
Doran leaning into one. That missed on.
You know, I've seen one of Indiana's weaknesses.
Thanks to Chandler getting in.
I think one of
nowhere almost got it. Talk about speed.
Yeah, nice look. I thought we'd say right here.
How does one guy go one way and nobody gets back?
Showing why he is Bellarmine's best player and somebody Kentucky really needs to key on.
Chandler from just shy of the logo, cash money. Pressure to score.
Both of these teams deep have used a lot of players, but both of them have dealt with a lot of injuries. Collin Chandler, that's his 25th made 3 of the season. He leads Kentucky in that category.
5, Oklahoma, Reagan Beard.
Have one of the longest active win streaks in the nation. Chandler hits a 3. Just the shade over 60 seconds to go in the opening half. Chandler sent away by a chore. They will count the bucket on a goaltend.
Have to try to get this tempo a little bit faster. I think they're at their best when they're in the open court, getting some fast break baskets.
Chandler, step back, 3.
In the last 3 games and averaging 21 points, they need him to really step up in a big way. There's that defensive pressure we're talking about.
Collin Chandler with a throwdown.
Gotta love that finish by Chandler. He's athletic. That's what you need more. Kentucky, that gives you energy. We talked about guys running through passing lanes. He knows what to do with it when he gets to that basket. He can finish above the rim. One of the most athletic guys on the Kentucky roster. Or maybe.
King can score. He averaged almost 19 a game at Northeastern last year. Wide open in the corner. Collin Chandler. Don't want to do that if you're LSU.
In Tennessee's last two.
I'm not sure one-on-one in the post is going to be in Kentucky's favor. It's been too easy for Tennessee to get the ball inside.
Corner three for Collin Chandler. He is the team leader in made threes on the season. That's his 29th. Missed again. And that goes back to your point about Tennessee as a team not converting enough around the rim.
Yeah, you can't get easier opportunities. You got to make those.
Chandler buries a three. And a little spark here for the visitors. It's got the crowd back into it here as well. Marino one-on-one with Arcara. Chandler. It goes.
And he got hit by Nate Amon as he was flying by.
A very busy day in the SEC, including a terrific game coming up next between a couple of ranked teams. It'll be Florida at Vandy right after us on ESPN, as once again it's down to 4. Ring out of play, not using a timeout, telling Gillespie what he wants him to run. Oh, it's stolen by Chandler. Away, and Kentucky has its first lead of the afternoon. Unbelievable.
What a spectacular steal by Collin Chandler.
Into the paint. That if he can do that snake dribble, then he'll have plenty of time to operate.
Great strip. Collin Chandler in the front court. Another pick six for the Cats defense.
Already in this game, and this time it's Collin Chandler getting out on the fast break, going up the mismatch. If you're Kentucky, you have to recognize who's guarding Boca Titus and put a big on a big. Great job on the duck end.
And there's Chandler the other way, playing with a stomach bug. Jalen Swain, who has a game-high 21.
That's a major league move right there.
We have received word that Cam Williams is out for the remainder of the game with a foot injury. Collin Chandler splashes a three. Back-to-back buckets for Chandler. 26.
That's a beautiful move. It's the balance in which that he plays. He takes his time.
Chandler wide open. That's a three.
Outstanding recognition by Denzel Aberdeen to spot Collin Chandler wide open in the corner. And he lines it up.
Up ahead to Chandler with the hammer! 20,000 on their feet. Timeout, Sean Miller.
Well, you talk about electric plays. Collin Chandler getting on his horse and taking flight with an outstanding display of athleticism. Number 5 in white right there playing above the rim.
Way on the floor. Remember, he was limited with foul trouble in the first half. Chandler, open for three. Got it. First field goal for Collin Chandler.
That's different.
Old school.
Yes.
10 to shoot. Kind of a 1-4 look to start. Now here's Chandler with 5 to shoot. Launches. Oh! Oh my goodness! Collin Chandler rings the bell.
That's called ice water in your veins late game. Well, the patience in this offense right here. You go under the screen, Dia, steps right into it, leaves it, splash, and the Wildcat fandom goes crazy.
I don't know how big the driveway was in Farmington, Utah. But I'll tell you this.
Yes, great call, partner. That's a driveway shot. Yes, sir, all day long. 3, 2, 1.
What's not changing is Vanderbilt dominating in this basketball game.
Yeah.
Well, they have been so good on both ends, have they not?
They have, and it just has led to just so many questions for Kentucky moving forward.
John Calipari facing his former program for the second time since he took over the Arkansas job. And it's in the first 4 minutes here at Bud Walton Arena. Brazil gets the offensive rebound but throws it into the backcourt. Chandler with the slam in transition. And a timeout by Coach Calipari with the score 14-5 early on.
He just overshoots it. And Collin Chandler, the sophomore from Farmington, Utah, with the throwdown. Great.
Chandler drives the lane, got the defender off his feet, and
he
count the
makes
basket, plus a foul on Wagner. So a chance at a three-point play for Collin Chandler.
You know what I love about this? Everybody's been aggressive the last minute. So Chandler knows with a little head fake, little eyebrow fake right here, he's going to get Wagner up in the air. Young man.
Kentucky led early on by 9. It was 14-5. Chandler drills the long ball. That's a huge hit to get the Wildcats within 1.
That ball stayed in the air a long time. A lot of helium.
To get it into the post instead, and he throws it into the backcourt. Chandler with 3 seconds to shoot, drives the lane, turnaround jumper,
big,
got it!
Big! Oh, was that big? Great footwork. The defense ran right by Collin Chandler, and he pivoted, and it's a big shot.
24 Wildcats.
Yep, watch the footwork right here. The pivot away from the defender, Thomas. And great point.
Most of the guards down the court just could not corral that alley-oop.
Chandler left open. Captain Clutch throws it in. Jill Pack, so he finds Walkwell in the corner. And the offensive rebound is ripped away by Aberdeen. 5-on-4 for the Cats. Chandler left open. 3-ball. Got it!
I think now Kentucky is better off, as is Diabate, doing what he did at Alabama.
3 to shoot for Chandler. Sidesteps Pack. And he rains it right on top of him. Talk about playing with confidence.
Putting up some nice numbers in this game. 9 points, 6 boards, 3 assists. And again, he's shown you the ability to continue to shoot that 3 consistently in conference play.
Chandler with the turnaround. He's got 13 tonight.
Frustrated too, not just by Kentucky, but riding this 8-game losing streak where they've been close, just haven't been able to finish the job.
Chandler after the pump fake. Got it! Captain Clutch again.
He's got a really nice shot fake. He's made some great 3 balls off the bounce from deep. And just a nice little shot fake, reads the defender. Smart, high IQ player. We've seen the athleticism Chandler has, who was last year's 4.
Xavier Brown and I were talking about Houck today after shoot-around. He said, I know him from back in our Pennsylvania days. I had no idea that he could turn into such a skilled playmaker. There's Chandler again. He's got 18.
Aberdeen, that's way short. Yeah, over Brown. Yelovich kept it alive. Good job. 5 on the shot clock. Chandler's going to launch. And landed. He is Kentucky's best shooter under pressure. Late game or late clock. A little bit of a loose ball scramble. Aberdeen drives that ball, grabs a piece of the paint. Tennessee ambushes the ball. Henderson comes off of it probably too far. He's on the top side, no reason to do it. Collin Chandler makes him pay. Program built on hard work, and no one outworks Bishop Boswell. Lead was 9, now back to 13. Boswell, the unsung hero. Chandler knocks down another 3. Collin Chandler, second of the night. I'm a big Collin Chandler fan, man. He's improved point guard. Aberdeen. Marino now has a switch. She's got Boswell on him. Oway. Kick. Chandler 3. Right on the money. Kentucky by 2. I told you, he's Kentucky's best pressure shooter. Delivered.
And he's doing it with 4 fouls as Rump is rocking.
Cara was doing a really good job until Otega Owe got to that baseline. Amari Evans rotates over, but Collin Chandler, I talked about in the second half, he loves that slot 45, and that's exactly where he runs to. Otega Owe almost with instincts knowing 5 and white's going to be there sitting. The rise and fire, bam! Nothing but net by Collin Chandler.
Chandler, a long one. Got it.
He loves the big pressure moments, and Kentucky had some pressure coming out of that timeout to get some type of offense on that possession. They are putting multiple bodies on Chinyalu anytime the ball gets on the glass, which you have to do.
Chandler steps aside and knocks down a 3 right in front of his bench. We got a ball game here. 4 points. Very good. Great pass, Moreno from the flush. Chandler has taken over the game.
That's why Kentucky's so dangerous. Trailing. And Collin Chandler has made back-to-back big plays. One a 3-point shot and one a danger zone, right? If not beyond for Kentucky.
We may have drifted beyond that. Chandler throws it up, man. He can make the tough baskets. Again, in traffic. In Spain, so he dealt with some eligibility issues. He's out of Slovenia, and clearly he and Brown have been a spark. Wow, Collin Chandler right in front of Mark Pope.
This is when he is at his best, Collin Chandler, where Kentucky gets backed into a corner.
Just a big front court team.
Yeah.
A very frustrating game for a Big Blue Nation as Chandler steps beside Lee. And he's been so good. Chandler with 15. Follows it. Now it's going to be Aberdeen.
Next one deserves to go in.
Good call, sir. Good call.
I mean, the ball knows. The ball knows, and those long rebounds clean me up. I'm going to favor the team that deserves to let one go down. And Collin Chandler, the best pressure shooter from distance in this league right now.
16 points and 6 assists. Valentine's Day at 98 in this building. That was an Ole Miss win. It was also the last loss of the season for Mark Pope's Cats. There's Chandler from straightaway 3. Kentucky would go on to win their final 13 games in a national title.
She realized real quick she needed to get out of this business, get into coaching.
I've driven a lot of good people back to coaching, Dave. You coaching 8th graders. Chandler, another 3 for Captain Clutch, Collin Chandler.
I think this game can be won if they'll create some inside shots, which at worst will lead to some inside rebounds.
Collin Chandler says, Dane Bradshaw, shut your dirty mouth. What a pass by Wilkins, and Wilkinson, no. Tipped out to Owe. Mike White can't believe there wasn't a foul called. Here's Chandler. He is red hot from deep. 4 for 5 from 3, and we got a 1-point game.
Kentucky takes advantage of the missed layup, which there's really no transition defense for a missed layup. The court is just not balanced in your favor at all, and Kentucky makes them pay.
Kentucky has won 12 straight here in this building against the Bulldogs. Chandler stays hot.
When you need a big one, he's your man.
Preston, and Wilkinson finishes the drive.
Well, Kentucky started that possession end zone, threw Georgia off a little bit.
You just expect every one of his to go in now. 18 for Chandler on 6 threes. His 420-point game this season. Chandler with the steal. Here's Otega all the way ahead of the pack. And the jam and a foul. Collin Chandler had the steal to stir the comeback at Tennessee, and here he is again. Overton feeds the block. Hall left it short. And the Cats coming the other way, 4-on-3. Chandler in transition. You bet. Hard to find a hotter shooter in college basketball right now. Adams gave the ball back to Kentucky. Auburn leads by 6. Here's Chandler. Better from deep, but now mid-range floater good. He is hyper athletic and has got big hops. And they made it all the way to the second Final Four in school history last year. Chandler back to jam. Hoppy Chandler throws it down.
How good is that by Mark Pope to say, hey, to start the second half, Auburn's going to come out. They're going to overplay, pressure, they'll be ignited. Good. And you can come out of the timeout, and Chandler sets a flare screen, but then he just dives right out of it and burns that pressure off. The pass delivered up top so well.
They have had consistency the last 3-4 weeks, particularly with the starting five. It's been Owe, and recently Collin Chandler has been very productive, being asked to score more as well. So right on cue, we're all even at 3. Less than 5 to play. Tuesday night in Columbia, it's a 5-point game. A lot of pressure on the ball, and Kentucky forces the turnover. Chandler puts his team back in front by 7.
They're putting Kentucky's putting a lot of pressure on the basketball. They're able to get a steal and an easy basket.
Boy, Diabate has been a major factor in this second half in a number of different ways. Chandler wants it. It's a big three for Collin Chandler.
I told you, they want to go inside, but a three is going to wind up, create separation, and Chandler knocks that one down. Right opportunity to show his range as he knocks down that three.
Johnson knocks that one in. It's an 8-point game for South Carolina. Got to get the steal. Instead, the touchdown pass to Chandler. And so maybe apropos, they tried that at the end of the Auburn game. It went awry.
Here's a look at the starting five for Kentucky, including Yelovich, who finds Aberdeen. Back to Chandler in the corner, and he hits his second opportunity. He's one of the best in the league, 46% from deep in SEC play. Another board for Moreno. Here's Chandler. Chandler was on a tear from deep, but he had a really poor second half in the loss against Auburn last week. It connects on this one. 2 threes in the first 2 minutes for Collin Chandler. 6-point Kentucky advantage early. It's only the second time in this series history that Vandy has been ranked in drop where Kentucky hasn't. But it's Kentucky that's delivering an early message. Well, he's made some massive plays, including on the road against Tennessee, with a steal and a seal to win that one as Kentucky swept against their northern border rivals. Here's Chandler on cue. A dozen for Chandler. His career high for threes made in a half is 4. That came against Georgia and Florida. Both of those in the second half. Aberdeen to Moreno to Chandler. Great ball movement, and Chandler for 3 again. And a glance back at the Vanderbilt bench after that one. Not afraid to talk a little trash. It's a 15-point first half for Chandler. We're putting the uniform back on last season for Kentucky. Miles tried to thread the needle again. And the ball trickles over the end line. It'll be Kentucky basketball. Chandler ended up picking up the floor burn to earn the possession, and a standing ovation inside Rupp Arena for the effort from Collin Chandler.
Oh, if there was ever a culture clip you want to play in the locker room for your team, it's that right there. Oh, where's Chandler come from? He beats everyone to it, flies in there, knowing he...
The 6th man on that Florida team. And to Dane's point earlier in the broadcast, he came here as a 2-guard and then was a hybrid for a little while before the injury to Jalen Lowe finally took him out. Chandler again! It's Collin Chandler Day in the Bluegrass. Chandler, man of the hour. And with the left-hand push.
A very similar play to Aberdeen. He put the defender on his back, waited for his big man to just plug up the lane, and gets an easy 2.
And he's capable because he's so good from the three-point line and in as a 6'11 kid.
Kentucky fighting fire with fire. Break the press for a transition 3. Dominguez passes up on the 3, turns it into a mid-range 2. At a school record, and there's Garrison on their other end with a run out the jam.
And what a pass by Collin Chandler. Just threw that thing over the top like a wide receiver running a streak pattern.
The Naval Academy doing a phenomenal job, man. Phenomenal.
I didn't know it till I saw the graphic.
3-on-3, Chandler
What a
ahead,
pass.
bounce pass Aberdeen, and a dunk, and Collin Chandler welcome to the game.
Great look, filled the lane, 45-degree angle.
There's still immense pressure. Chandler delivers off glass. Action camouflage, it clears the paint, allows him to make a play.
This when we talked about the start or the lack of fast starts for Kentucky this year. Chandler for three. That'll feel good for BBN.
So on the offensive end, second they get the ball.
Getty's got 5. After the 3 by Chandler, he'll get it back. With Chandler probing, up and under. Chandler delivers. Against Chandler, McKinnon, he'll spin it around. And Sutton is short. Noah dash, Garrison is there.
Brandon Garrison got to the rim first, but if you're LSU, that can't happen. Opens the passing lane, and he finds him. I always say reward the big man. If they get Collin Chandler going as he has for most of the season, man, it's a big deal, and here he goes. So I like that because he gets offense going, not off of a three-point shot, but off of a long-armed, aggressive defensive player that he is. Game for Missouri as well. T.O. Barrett, that hand was up high. It got Diabate in the face. He kept his ground. Here comes Chandler on the run out. Nice catch. Shot foot. Collin Chandler's having a phenomenal game early with his passing and his scoring. And then Collin Chandler getting out in front of the play. Well, I love Kentucky with Diabate's on the floor. He gets stuff done. Having 28 assists and only 4 turnovers. He has assumed that PG1 spot really well. Chandler, good news. Yes, rattles in a 3. Really good news because Chandler has struggled shooting that basketball coming in. Only 2 out of his last 13 in his last 99 minutes.
These games at the SEC tournament mean for the NCAA tournament, something that they told me they don't have to talk about. It's understood without having to.
And roll by there, thanks Alyssa, by Chandler. Block against Barrett, who gets bodied up. Aberdeen. Chandler got his man in the air. Got it! Big ball fake by Chandler. He is Captain Clutch. I'm telling you what, there's not a guy for Kentucky all season long that's better in short clock and better with under 4 to go in a game. Out of his last 13. But right here, the shot fake, you have to honor it. The sidestep 3, rise, release, rotation, bam, big result at a key time for Kentucky. Should be both of Kentucky's bigs have 4 fouls. Marino and Getty. They got a whole Bridgestone Arena waiting for that moment. Chandler launches and gets the friendly roll. You could just feel it. Some possessions feel better than others or bigger than others.
Hammer trying to fight his way to the box.
Yep, that's where he had to be careful.
Chandler gets him. Excellent defense by Chandler, who's done it at both ends of the floor. Man who's had the carry on his shoulders all season.
And I love the way he plays in terms of challenging people off the dribble. Nice step in there by Chandler.
Chandler, hard finish for Santa Clara.
Nice step in there, as I mentioned before with Chandler. Now watch, he's thinking it might be
season. So it's more than retention in this transfer portal climate. Herb Sendek has gotten players to redshirt and wait their turn, Spiro.
Tournament games than the Wildcats. Into the corner, this is Chandler. He can stroke it, splash.
A 25-point game, he's wide open again.
Chandler, strong touch. And that's his. Less than 3 minutes into the half.
And I'm also looking over at the bench, too. See if he's holding that hand at all. Uh-oh.
Oh, see, wow, what a block.